Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Roman Reigns shared major news regarding Paul Heyman on social media ahead of tonight's edition of WWE Raw. The head of the table was in action during last week's Red Brand premiere on Netflix. The 39-year-old took to his Instagram story ahead of tonight's show to share an update about Paul Heyman. Reigns shared a video revealing that Paul Heyman would be the guest on the next episode of the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul. The head of the table battled the Maverick at Crown Jewel 2022 and picked up the victory. You can check out the video on Instagram by Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns battled last week in a tribal combat match on WWE Raw. Reigns picked up the victory, and The Rock made his way to the ring after the bout. The Great One placed the Ula Fala around Reigns' neck following his victory and posed with the tribal chief thereafter. Legendary wrestling journalist Bill Apter recently predicted that Roman Reigns and John Cena would be the final two stars remaining in the men's Royal Rumble match. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling Smack Talk, Apter reacted to the news about Reigns competing in this year's men's Royal Rumble match. The veteran noted that it added an interesting dynamic to the eponymous bout and predicted Reigns and Cena would be the final two stars left. This whole scenario makes the Royal Rumble even more exciting storyline-wise. You've got Roman Reigns declares, "I'm gonna get my title back," and you got John Cena saying, "I'm getting number 17 from that spot." This has put a new line of excitement and tension in which one of them are going to win, because the last two guys left, if it's going by storyline here, will probably be Reigns and John Cena. "I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that," said Apter. From 7:20 onwards, Paul Heyman informed Cody Rhodes that Roman Reigns would be entering the men's Royal Rumble match this past Friday night on SmackDown and warned that he would also be going after the undisputed WWE Championship. It will be fascinating to see which WWE superstar wins the men's Royal Rumble match on February 1st. The WWE Universe was abuzz with speculation when Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief and undisputed WWE Universal Champion, took to social media on the eve of Monday Night Raw. In a cryptic yet intriguing post, Reigns teased an announcement regarding his longtime special counsel, Paul Heyman. The post read, "Tomorrow night, Raw won't just acknowledge me. It will redefine the future." And yes, it's about Paul Heyman. Hashtag Tribal Chief, hashtag WWE. This revelation sent shockwaves through the WWE community. Fans, wrestlers, and analysts alike speculated about the nature of the news. Was Heyman stepping away? Was there a shakeup within the bloodline? Or was this another power move by Reigns to solidify his dominance over WWE? The tension within the bloodline had been simmering for months. With Jimmy and Jey Uso splintering from the faction and Solo Sikoa grappling with his loyalties, Paul Heyman remained the constant, a loyal advocate and strategist. Heyman's presence had always been pivotal to Reigns' success, both as a champion and as the leader of WWE's most dominant faction. However, cracks had begun to show. Whispers backstage suggested that Heyman was juggling other projects, including potential recruitment for a new client. Some speculated that his alliance with Reigns was nearing its end. As Monday Night Raw kicked off, the WWE Universe was electric. The night opened with Michael Cole and Corey Graves hyping Reigns' impending appearance. Fans eagerly awaited answers. At the top of the second hour, Reigns' music hit, and the crowd erupted. Flanked by Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman, Reigns exuded his trademark confidence. Heyman, however, looked uncharacteristically tense, clutching his phone tightly and glancing nervously at Reigns. Reigns entered the ring, mic in hand, and surveyed the crowd. "Madison Square Garden," he began, pausing as the crowd roared. "Tonight, I'm not here to be acknowledged. I'm here to make history." The crowd buzzed with anticipation as Reigns turned his attention to Heyman. "Paul," Reigns said, his voice heavy with emotion, "you've been with me every step of the way. You've guided me, advised me, and helped me become the greatest champion this business has ever seen." Heyman nodded, his face a mixture of pride and apprehension. "But," Reigns continued, "all good things must evolve. Tonight, I'm here to announce that Paul Heyman will no longer be my special counsel. The arena gasped. Heyman's face went pale, and even Solo Sikoa seemed taken aback. Reigns raised his hand to silence the murmurs. "Let me finish," he said. "Paul Heyman will now take on a new role, one that will not only benefit me, but the entire bloodline. Starting tonight, Paul Heyman is officially the bloodline's chief operating officer." The crowd erupted in a mix of shock and cheers as Reigns explained the decision. "Paul's vision extends beyond this ring," Reigns said. "He will oversee operations, negotiations, and alliances that will keep the bloodline at the top for generations to come. And yes, he will still advise me, but his focus will be on the bigger picture." Visibly emotional, Heyman took the microphone. "My tribal chief," he began, his voice cracking. "This is the greatest honor of my career. To not only serve you, but to ensure that the bloodline remains the most dominant force in sports entertainment. It's a responsibility I don't take lightly." Heyman turned to the crowd. "For over 30 years, I've had the privilege of shaping legacies, but this is my magnum opus. And to the entire WWE roster, consider this your warning. The bloodline is not just a faction. We're a dynasty, and I will make sure it stays that way." The crowd erupted into chants of "Bloodline Forever." As the show continued, backstage segments revealed the reactions of other WWE superstars. Seth Rollins was seen laughing in disbelief, while Cody Rhodes commented, "The bloodline's grip just got a little tighter." The Usos, watching from a private suite, exchanged concerned glances. Jey Uso muttered, "Paul playing the long game, huh?" Jimmy added, "This changes everything." Even outside the bloodline, the announcement sent ripples through the WWE locker room. Superstars like Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn discussed the implications. If Heyman's in charge of alliances, who's next to join them? Zayn speculated. The night concluded with a high-stakes main event, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. The match was a chaotic display of power and strategy, with Heyman's influence apparent at ringside. In a critical moment, Heyman distracted the referee, allowing Sikoa to deliver a Samoan spike to Rollins, setting up Reigns for the pinfall victory. As the bloodline celebrated, Heyman stood tall, holding Reigns' titles high above his head, a symbolic passing of the torch in his new role. The announcement marked a turning point for both the bloodline and WWE as a whole. With Heyman's expanded role, the faction was poised to become an even greater force, potentially recruiting new members and extending their influence beyond SmackDown and Raw. Fans took to social media to share their thoughts. Some praised the move as a genius strategy, while others worried it could lead to internal conflict within the bloodline. As Raw went off the air, one thing was clear: Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman had reshaped the WWE landscape yet again. The questions now were, who would Heyman target next? And how would this affect Reigns' reign as champion? The WWE Universe would have to tune in to SmackDown for answers, but one thing was certain: the bloodline story was far from over.